Hello everybody, Fresh Inkling here, and today we will be taking a look at all my customs I have made this year. I've been starting to get into customizing mostly because there's like characters who have a figure but it's very expensive, have figures but they're not in scale with 1/12 scale, or none at all. And yeah, these are pretty much examples of like figures that don't have figures that are expensive, or have figures not in the scale I want. So let's first start out with the first ever custom I've made.
This party's getting crazy.
Let's rock!
So basically the base body I used was the Love and Thunder Star-Lord. Mostly because it was a pretty cheap body and it was kind of already perfect for like Dante. It's kind of based on his DMC5 look, and this is my first ever custom where I pretty much used cloth goods and I pretty much repainted most of the figure, well, just the torso and the arms, which are from the rock and roll figure from G.I. Joe. The problem is that I had to basically like put the arms onto the shoulders for Star-Lord, but unfortunately they pop off easily. That's something I didn't thought about, but it doesn't really bother me as much. The head was from, I got it from an Etsy seller that is currently inactive. Like, I don't know, like, I'll put I think I got him from, I kind of forgot his name, but I'll put a picture of his Etsy store if I can, if it's still up. But yeah, this is pretty much my first ever head I painted. It's like not perfect, but it's good enough for what I want. And I pretty much did like some things, like I pretty much used water slide decals for the eyes, and I painted pretty much all the rest of the head. This is not the best, but like for this being my first ever head that I painted, it's not bad. Basically just painted the torso gray and pretty much painted not a whole lot, except the boots I did paint because I sprayed, because funny story, I was supposed to get the sealer, but I got like a primer and didn't give like that much of a seal. It was more like a prime. So I just painted it black and just left it like that. Sparta. Got it from eBay. I'll put a picture of the seller, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And as for the guns, Ebony and Ivory, I just used like some gun kit from Little Army, which are pretty small, but they kind of do the work. But like, I kind of want to get some new guns, to be honest. But yeah, and then the jackets from GPS lot, where I just basically rolled up the sleeves, and then the bandages, those are just tape that I just made. But yeah, as my first ever like custom, I really like it. Maybe I could update it, but I like it as Dante. My custom Takayuki Yagami from Judgment. This is my first ever Mesco style figure, because I don't even own a Mesco figure, so yeah, this is kind of weird. I own a Mesco figure, but not an actual Mesco figure. That's weird. But like, yeah, the jacket is actually from a Mesco Ghost Rider. The shirt, pants are from GPS lot, and then the shoes, those are from the Noda Man, along with the body. This is the NT02W body, which is pretty good for like Yagami's physique. But yeah, I thought it was a good body. The head, this is from Craniac Studios. I basically commissioned it because there was no Takuya Kimura likeness like anywhere, so I had to commission it, and it was like kind of expensive. And even so, this is probably like the best head I've ever like painted. Yeah, I basically just tore the peg joint. But yeah, it pretty much fits the head, and it could pretty much fit like any figure. And now it's focusing. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is probably my best ever like head sculpt that I painted. This is probably the best one. I think I captured Kimura's likeness pretty well. Hopefully Craniac Studios puts it up in their store. They haven't put it up, but I'll still link to them if they ever do it. But even so, they've made like other great heads that I'll pretty much use. So yeah, this is pretty much a good body, like a base body. If I ever were to make more Yakuza customs, like I want to make a Kiryu custom, I might commission them a figure, and I pretty much will make it like Mesco style, because I think it makes sense because of a big thing about the Yakuza games is that they pretty much take their shirt off to like reveal a tattoo. And yeah, that might be interesting with water slide decals. I want to make a Kiryu, probably from Kiwami 2, but yeah, I'll eventually make Kiryu eventually. And so, for my next custom, the first ever female custom, Claire Redfield from Resident Evil. This is very RE2 Revelations inspired. I basically used the CoverGirl body, and that's pretty much all the figures I've used for Claire. Yeah, pretty much the boots, everything from the boots to the neck. That's pretty much all CoverGirl. Although the head does come from Craniac Customs, just like it came from Yagami. And this is probably my second best head sculpt I painted. It's my first female head sculpt, and it's honestly pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And yeah, this is pretty much RE2 hair, but the look is based on Resident Evil Revelations. So yeah, it's weird, but it pretty much works for what I intended. And then for my last custom, I have to make Chris. And for Chris, I basically used the rock and roll torso and arms, and then the legs are from Dusty from G.I. Joe. And yeah, pretty much the this holster and this holster, I don't know what it's called, and then this belt, they're also from rock and roll. And then this harness and knife sheath, those are from Dusty. And so yeah, I basically used both G.I. Joe figures. And then I also have like a custom head from Craniac Studios, and it's okay looking. I think it captures Chris probably good. But yeah, this is I think this is my third best head when it comes to like male characters. In terms of like everyone, probably I think this is probably the I don't know, like I'm in between like Dante and like Chris when it comes to like my worst head sculpts, although this one's like my first ever head sculpt I painted. But yeah, this is pretty much like Chris Redfield. I tried to make him based on RE5. So yeah, these are pretty much all my customs, and I'm pretty proud of them. So when it comes to like other customs I'm planning on doing, I'm planning on doing probably a Kiryu custom, maybe Majima, more Judgment stuff, and Resident Evil, because like most of the customs I make are like video game related, because video games typically don't get a lot of action figures, because you know because you're playing a video game, like, you're not gonna be wanting some toys to reenact stuff because you're already reenacting them. But like yeah, they're pretty good. Here's Nobara from JJK for like comparison. Yeah, she pretty much scales with like these guys. Oh, Yagami's like pretty tall. But yeah, that's kind of what I get with the Mexico style body. But yeah, anyway, which figure do you like from my customs? And yeah, pretty much all of them are kind of just stuff I wanted to do. And yeah, I hope I do more customs next year and in the future. So anyway, thanks a lot for this year. and I'll see you next year.